Hi guys, and welcome to my review of Too Fast, Too Furious. So for a lot of Fast and Furious fans, I guess this is their favourite one. I mean, this definitely has the best racing and truly feels like what Fast and Furious was until, they changed it into like some action-packed Michael Bay type of movies, like what we get these days. Like the story's just so over the top now, and these were like the simple days when it was truly just about the cars, not all these over the top operation stuff that happened later on. And you could say that I guess Tokyo Drift was like the last one, even though that was more about drifting than proper racing. But still, at this point, I guess it's still kind of Fast and Furious. Because there was a time where I wasn't a big fan of Tokyo Drift, but yeah, that movie's aged so well now. Yeah, yeah, this was like probably like the best place to be if you're a fan of the cars in the Fast and Furious movies. I mean, the first one that was a good first movie. The second one was just did a better version of the first movie with a lot more character, in, especially for adding Tyrese Gibson's character, Romain Pierce. Like he's like without him, Fast and Furious wouldn't be as fun as it is. Also, have adding Parker, whatever his name is again, like who Ludacris's character basically. Like in this one, he had like the afro. Yeah. He also has like two songs in this movie as well, which all Fast and Furious fans know, like Too Fast, Too Furious, I'm too fast for you. Yeah, and the other one, yeah, just yeah, great soundtrack in this movie. Because the first one, I definitely say that had a good soundtrack too, but second one, yeah, like the best in the franchise. But yeah, basically the story in this one is that I guess Paul Walker goes to do a race, and then there's like these three other characters who we meet as well who are racing. I mean, I kind of only remember the Asian girl. There's like that Hispanic guy from Prison Break, and then there's that black guy. I mean, we don't really see two of those characters as much, but I think the Asian girl Yuki, I think that's her name. Like she at least helps later on, and I think the Spanish guy does too. Well, I think they actually all do, but I think Yuki's the only one who we see after the first race in the movie, which that first race, like the best race in the franchise for me. Yeah, because yeah, after that, like Yuki's kind of the only one we see afterwards, and Ludacris is the one who does he kind of the one who organizes the races, I guess. Yeah, and he kind of helps when when Paul Walker's character Brian O'Connor needs help, but basically after Brian O'Connor wins the race, and I think Yuki was like second. All the other ones just got messed up because of the ramp that Ludacris made. Because there was like some ramp that just came up and it kind of messed up like two of them. Well, I think Yuki kind of messed up the other guy, but yeah, because yeah, after that the cops come. Brian basically gets busted in his Skyline car, which that's I'd say the most iconic car in the series for me, other than the Dodge Charger, because it's out of them two cars that people talk about in the series. Yeah, but basically that gets busted, and Brian gets busted, and he's kind of forced to work for the police again because I guess he quit being a police officer, undercover one as well, and he basically has to do a job for them. So he gets like his best friend from back in the day, Roman Pierce, which introducing him made the franchise a whole lot better. Yeah, definitely. Basically, Roman Pierce isn't really happy about with how he left things with Brian, because Brian just left him while he got arrested, and then he spent 3 years in jail. But all those charges and everything could be cleared. Same for Brian if they work this case, because he's even got like a the thing on the leg. Yeah, so he can't really go too far away from his house. But yeah, so they kind of fight things out like a little kid fight, and then they just work together to bring down this guy, Carter. I think that's his name. And there's like this woman who's helping him as well. She's basically kind of the undercover person this time. And, well, they're kind of all undercover still. But yeah, they get to be more reckless this time, though. Yeah, compared to the first movie. Brian couldn't really do too much. But I think like Roman Pierce kind of goes too far, especially when he shoots at a cop, played by I mean the person who I know as Dexter's father in the Dexter show, like that guy. Yeah, he kind of gets angry about that when it happens. Because Roman Pierce, like, he's definitely above the law. And he definitely sells being someone who's not really a cop or anything compared to Brian in the first movie. Because it got to a point where, you know, Vin Diesel's character was thinking like, man, this guy might be a cop. Especially with his friend who constantly said like, this guy's a cop, he's a cop. Yeah. Also, the villain in this movie, he's okay, I guess. He's not really the best. Like, the only scene that makes him scary is that whack scene when one of his people, who's I guess a federal agent, kind of does something that, you know, I guess the boss, the bad guy, doesn't like. So he kind of tortures him with like a wat. He kind of puts the wat on his belly and then, you know, the bucket, and then he heats it. And you know how wats get, when they're trapped in a place, it's like they'll do anything to get out. Meaning, like, yeah, if you know what I'm saying. Like, that's the only scene where I'm like, damn. Other than that, like, it's not really that much of a great villain. Yeah. But yeah, I just love seeing, you know, Brian and Woman Pierce's, like, relationship in this movie. It's fun. Like, their friendship. Yeah, it's nice to see. Because you can tell that they was really good friends back in the day. And I guess they're willing to make up things with each other. Yeah. But yeah, basically, near the end, I guess they need to do several jobs for this guy. And when it gets to the last job, like, you know, that's when, you know, I think that's when Luda and all them UK kind of help him out. Because basically the cops are, you know, also, I guess, wanting to bust him because they think they've gone rogue. But then, like, I guess Luda and all them, yeah, UK, like everyone, they basically like make like a huge scramble. So there's like a bunch of cars, like hundreds of cars, that distract the cops while they escape to, you know, finish off their job. They get rid of the two people who are like forced to drive with them. Like the Injectamundo scene with Roman Pierce, like that's a funny scene. Lol. When he injects that guy out of the car, lol. That's a funny scene. Paul, he gets there first and finishes his job, but you know, Carter's figured out that, you know, he's a cop, sends him off to get killed, but then, you know, Roman Pierce saves his life. They, you know, take out the other guy. Then they go after, you know, the main villain, basically. And the undercover cop lady, you know, well, I don't even know if she's like a cop or anything. Because she's just basically being, you know, Carter's, should I say, fiance, girlfriend. And she's like deep undercover. And it just got to a point where he just realized that, wait, because basically a part of his, you know, business has been exposed and the only one who knows about it was her. So that's, you know, when she's in danger. And then, you know, basically Brian and Woman kind of get into the car, and probably like the first over the top moment of the whole franchise happens when they jump the boat. Basically like jump the shark, but, you know, jump the boat. Like to get, because, you know, the bad guy's escaping, and the only way they can make it is by making the car go all the way to the boat, and they smash into the boat, and if that was real life, they'd be dead. Yeah, but they're basically able to stop the bad guy. And I guess the woman who was pretending to be his fiance kind of also helps stop him as well. And then I guess that's how the movie ends. Their charges get dropped. And yeah, they're willing to, you know, well, they also get away with a bit of money that they hid as well. But yeah, that's how it ends, I guess. Then we get the Fast and Furious song from Ludacris. Pump, pump, pump it up. Yeah, just a great soundtrack. Yeah. But yeah, I guess that's my review of Too Fast, Too Furious. Still a great movie to watch. Always love watching this one. I guess the next one will be Tokyo Drift that review. I've been making a video on Lucifer, Season 5, Part 2, so that'll be on the channel soon. But yeah, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
One look, the heat is rising, and I've been cold for so long. One touch and we're igniting.